Welcome to the AEW Dynamite Fallout Show from All Out Toronto. It's your boy ABE from DET.
I'm that Bald Bro from the NYC.
Yes, we are back from Toronto here to cover Dynamite. What a weekend it was, Bald Bro.
It was so much fun, man. I mean, listen, Toronto, great city. If you guys have never been there, definitely put it on your list to go to. Beautiful city. But I mean, Saturday afternoon to evening was great action from start to finish. I mean, incredible show. And, tonight's Fallout episode from Dynamite, I think, set a good tone heading towards Wrestle Dream in a few weeks. Next week is the 6-year anniversary of Dynamite. We were having some stuff already set up for next week, but yeah, man, let's get right into it.
Definitely. And for those AEW fans that we met over the weekend, yes, we will 1000% be at full gear. So look forward to that. And Wrestle Dream is a possibility. It was just thrown out in the air. St. Louis, not too far of a drive from me. So we're thinking about it. Announcement coming soon, but I am going to try to make every AEW event that I possibly can from here on out. Amazing time. Amazing. But let's get into this Dynamite. Starts off with Brodito defeating GOA to retain the World Tag Team Championships. You said it a few weeks ago. Bandito is amazing, man. And the more when you said that, I just started looking harder and more. And every match, I know Brody King is incredible, but him bench pressing Bishop Khan like that just shows the strength, not only his agility, his charisma is coming together. I mean, we may be making a case for Bandito as not only just tag team of the year, he could be a top 10 wrestler of the year for sure. But how you feel about this match, Bandito retaining?
This is a great match. I mean, listen, this match showed off, I think, more of Bandito's personality. Like him wanting to start off the match against the bigger, stronger Toa Leona, like just begging and pleading for Brody to give him that tag in the beginning of the match. Like, you saw more personality, you saw a little more of the humorous side of Bandito. But I mean, that's just why, like, him and Brody, they play off each other so well. Like, they're the perfect combination together. But I mean, it's another great showing from the Gates of Agony. Bishop and Toa, they have shown out and improved so much in the year 2025 as a tag team and as a group in all together with Ricochet and Demand all together. Listen, even though they didn't pick up the victory, the future is still very bright for Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. Their time will come sooner rather than later. It just unfortunately wasn't tonight. But like you said, Bandito is just he's a demon. He's a beast, like you said. But just pressing like Bishop Khan is no small man at all. Like, throws him into the corner onto Toa Leona and hits the 21 plex for the win. Like, great match, great fun match all around. Got the crowd going, set them up for a very fun and eventful night. But yeah, man, like you said, Brodito might not be just one of the tag teams of the year, but Bandito is making a very strong case altogether for wrestler of the year. I'm not saying one of the top wrestlers. I'm saying singular wrestler of the year. He's going to be in the conversation when the year is over with.
Facts, 1000%. Another man that's up there, the world heavyweight champion. He issued an open challenge, and Lee Moriarty stepped up. Lee Moriarty is one of the most underrated technical wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. Some respect needs to be put on his name after this match. He took Hangman to a different level. You're used to that brawling, but even Hangman got a little technical in this match. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but as we all know what was going to happen, Hangman Page retains. But how'd you feel about Lee Moriarty getting this shot here on Dynamite?
I love the opportunity that they gave Lee Moriarty. I believe he's a Pittsburgh native, if I'm correct. And even before the match started, I love the video package that they did from, showing the hometown crowd or the viewing audience at home, like giving them introduction if they didn't know who Tiger Style was, who Lee Moriarty was. I mean, listen, he's the ROH pure champion. I mean, he is one of the best technical wrestlers in the entire world, and you just got a taste of that tonight. You got a glimpse of that. He took Hangman to different waters than he's normally used to. Hangman's one of the best brawlers out there, but he slowed it down. He made it more of a technical, slow paced mat style match. Kind of. Had Hangman, little bit confused in the end, but I think it was a great showcase for Lee, and he's just another long line of wrestlers that they are the future of AEW. The next 5 or 10 years, he's going to be in that group of young wrestlers that will take over, not just AEW, but the wrestling business as a whole. Like it wasn't about him whether he won or lost. Like I said, this match will go a long way in just setting the bar for Lee Moriarty as a potential future superstar in the world of professional wrestling.
Definitely. A couple comments real quick. Miguel in the comments saying, glad to have you back. Not black. We've been black, but back. Glad to have you back. And he also says, was the Bandito spot a call out to Gail Kim?
I don't know about that. I don't think so. That's a story for another day. That was shenanigans for another day, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Next up, we get FTR coming out with one of the laziest apologies you will ever see to Beth Phoenix. Adam Copeland apologizing for giving her a spike pile driver, and out comes sweet little Willow Nightingale. But she was feisty. She got in the face of FTR, told them she's not afraid of punks like them, and even gave Stokely a smack across the face. And just when you thought her pretty little self was about to catch a spike pile driver herself, out comes Jet Speed for the save. For now, there's a spike pile driver coming to Willow's future soon. I can see it coming, but I'm not mad at FTR and Jet Speed. That's going to be a hell of a match if that's where we're headed. But your thoughts on this segment?
Man, listen, this is peak FTR at its finest. Like, you knew what this was going to happen, when Shivani was expecting an apology. Like, would they apologize? And I just love the BS excuse from Dax saying like his eyes were watery, like he didn't know who it was, what that Cash lifted up for the spike pile driver. He claimed he didn't know it was Beth, when we know there was complete BS. I mean, lying through their teeth, and the crowd didn't buy it 1 second. But like you said, Willow coming out, giving Beth Copeland all of the props in the world, saying it's women like her, why women like why Willow are professional wrestlers, why women like Beth are a reason why she came back from herself a broken neck to be in AEW, be all elite, be a former TBS champion, be a main eventer in AEW. And like you said, she was not afraid. She stepped up to the entire squad and got a nice smack on Stokely. But like you said, I can't wait for that impending tag match with Jet Speed and FTR. But Willow better watch her back. Like, if she's going to be around the action, like, FTR will not hesitate to put hands on her, because unfortunately FTR is all about equality, and we found that out at All Out. Beth found that out. We didn't find it out. Beth, unfortunately, Mrs. Copeland found that out the hard way.
Definitely. Next up, we get a return of Orange Cassidy, and he teams up with his conglomerate teammates, Hologram, Mark Briscoe, to take on Don Callis families, Hinchicero, Okada, and Takeshita. Orange Cassidy, of course, gets the win. Hologram looked good. Afterwards, we get a little call out from the Proto Star. We look like we're getting title versus streak with Hologram. But how you feel about this match and the call out after?
Well, first off, I love the setup for first off, we all knew it was going to be Orange Cassidy being the third member. Like, they weren't even like trying to hide the fact. I love the reveal. Like, you think Don Callis is going to unveil another painting, and it's Orange Cassidy who bursts through the picture frame. He comes out. That was a nice touch right there. But great action all around. And what did this match do again? Just like this past Saturday, it furthers that division in the Don Callis family between Takeshita and Okada. Like, temperatures are boiling right now. They're about to hit their peak. It's about to implode right now. Any day now, any moment, it's going to happen between those two alpha dogs right there. But the conglomeration, they were together, a unit, and Hologram picked up the victory. And now, like you said, we got Streak versus title, Protostar versus Hologram on the 6-year anniversary of Dynamite next week. It's going to be a phenomenal match. I mean, I love the promo by Kyle Fletcher. I mean, even though it wasn't his time then, like, he is more motivated than ever to like just show why he's going to be the best TNT champion of all time. And like I said, it's just this past Saturday was just a roadblock in the ascent of the protostar to being one of the biggest stars in not just AEW, but the entire world of professional wrestling.
Definitely. A couple comments real quick. Mini WWE says, "Hi, you guys. You watch AEW, I watch WWE. I'm glad we can all get along. Thank you for commenting that. As long as you're watching professional wrestling, I really don't care what you watch, as long as you're enjoying the sport." And Miguel says, after the call out in next week's TNT title match, does it feel like the right time to present the glitched hologram? Definitely, Miguel.
Oh,
1000%.
Well, they gave a couple of hints tonight that the El Clone is right around the corner. I think it was after the conglomeration promo in the back, and then even if you notice when Cassidy's music came out on the Videotron in the back, it had the error message right there for El Clone right there. So it's coming, and I think once Hologram eats that first L next week against Kyle Fletcher, I think that's where he's going to go in full malfunction mode right there, and we will get the debut of El Clone sooner rather than later in AEW.
Definitely. Next up, Claudio Castagnoli defeats Powerhouse Hobbs with the interference of Pac returning to Dynamite. He came back at All Out, cut his hair looking like a brand new man. He helps Castagnoli get the win, and afterwards, they get the jumping on Hobbs. Out comes the Ops. It looks like Pac, Claudio, and them are looking to get back their trios tag title now that they got their guy back in the picture. How you feel about this match and the interaction now with the Ops and the Death Riders?
I mean, even before the match even starts, man, Claudio's entrance, this man is a damn aura farmer right here. You got that long tunnel with the red lights like on the side and everything. He just standing all the way at the end. Like, that was a great camera shot right there. Great presentation by Claudio. I love Claudio's singles matches because, like I said, he gets that great presentation on the entrance. And listen, him and Will Hobbs together, that's the exact match that you expect right there. There ain't no flips, ain't no dives, jumping over the top rope, nothing. It is body slam, right hand, left hook, body shots, uppercuts, all that. They are just going to war. They are hitting home. There are no singles or doubles. They are hitting home runs and grand slams right in the middle of the square circle. Look, just when it looked like Will Hobbs was about to pick up the win, that goddamn Pac and his new haircut. Now he's wearing clothes all the time. Like, right, man, put a damn shirt on, man. Put 90% of us men in damn shame right here and shit. But yeah, listen, it was a great match all around. Claudio picks up the win, and I think we're gonna get another eventual clash between the Ops and the Death Riders for the trios titles soon enough. But this does set up a trios match next week with the Death Riders versus Hobbs, Samoa Joe, and Hangman Page, who did come in at the end for the save when it looked like the Death Riders had the numbers game. So, that should be a fun trios match next week. But listen, Claudio was a beast in this match. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less from him.
Definitely. Now, we get to the announcement, the big news that we all been waiting on. Some people thought it was a big event announcement. Some people thought it was a new signing, but it is the announcement of the AEW Women's Tag Team titles. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some type of incredible tournament. Renee revealed the titles. They look beautiful, just like the men's title. I cannot wait for this to get started. They've already been building teams. You got Penelope, you got Megan Bain looking great. You got so many other people. It's just a great time for women's wrestling and AEW. Your thoughts on the new belts?
It's about damn time. I think we all had a feeling this was going to be an announcement right here, women's tag team titles. And I'm not too keen on the design of the belts right now, but it's just the first prototype right there. Yeah. Maybe they're still working on it. We'll see what the final touches are whenever the tournament takes place and whenever the inaugural champs are crowned. But it is what it is. Listen, man, I don't care how the belt looks. It's more about the booking and how the women's tag team division is presented. But like you said, we have so many teams already set up. You got Megan Bain, Penelope Ford. You got Ty and Anna. You potentially have Stat and Harley Cameron. I mean, you have so many other teams right there. You have Athena and Billy Starks. I mean, there's more that maybe we're not even thinking of Right? I'm not even going to try to contemplate who's going to be the inaugural champs. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But like I said, it's a step forward in women's wrestling in AEW, and that's what we need. Like I said, the ladies have been knocking it out of the park in 2025, and this, I think, will further the ascension of the rise in women's wrestling in AEW.
Speaking of the rise of women wrestling, once again, they are main eventing the show as Chris Statlander defeats Mina Shirakawa by pinfall with the same move she defeated Toni Storm with, might I add. That might be a new finisher there. But she gets the 1, 2, 3, but it's the aftermath that everybody's talking about. Out comes Wheeler Yuta. Out comes the Death Riders. Wheeler Yuta extends his arm. She hugs him, and just when you think she's about to join the devil and his team, she clothesline Wheeler Yuta, ducks Marina Shafir, gives Moxley the bird, and runs off in the crowd with Harley. This might be a big mistake. Being on the bad side of the Death Riders with not too much backup is not good for Statlander and her title reign. I would like to see Marina Shafir get in this picture, maybe get her a title shot if that's where we're headed. But how'd you feel about the match and the decline of the invitation into the Death Riders from Statlander?
I don't know, man. I don't think everything is as seems. What we saw tonight, I don't know.
We could be getting swerved, huh?
We could be swerved, man. Listen, I thought we were going to get swerved. Well, we did kind of get swerved tonight, but maybe there's another swerve coming soon. I mean, I think it was the obvious direction that we all thought she was going to join the Death Riders. Like you said, she used the move that she used to win the title on this past Saturday at All Out. Same move she used tonight on Mina Shirakawa. Wheeler Yuta's a seatbelt cover right there, and I was scared for first. I'm thinking in my head like, "Yo, Harley, run! They about to take you out," but didn't happen tonight yet. I say, let's keep an eye on Stats movement going forward. I think it would have been too easy if it would have happened tonight. I think I think it could potentially happen when we least expect it coming. Maybe Stat and Harley enter that women's tag team tournament. It doesn't go well for them, and maybe she turns on her then and joins the Death Riders then. We'll see. Or like you said, does Marina get in the women's world title picture? To get revenge on Stat after tonight. We'll see. But I mean, great main event between Stat and Mina. Like you said, they got another main event. Just another step forward in the booking of the women's division AEW, and you want to see more of it going forward. But it's the post match for me, with all due respect. Like the post match, man. The Death Riders, they're mad and upset at Stat that we hear Darby's music come out. We know it ain't over by a long shot between Darby and Mox. And Darby coming out with that goddamn flamethrower, just looking like the badass, like looked like a damn.
Where was the fire marshal at? What the hell?
Man, he was on break. He had a night off, so maybe Tony slipped him a few bills like, "Yo, just take the night off. Don't worry. We'll be safe tonight." But with Darby, you're never safe, man. And he picked up the microphone and he laid out the challenge for Wrestle Dream, Darby and Mox once again, but this time in an I Quit match. What the hell are they going to do to each other that they have not done in the past year? We saw how All Out, went on an All Out, the coffin match and all that. We saw how at the end of the night, Darby set Mox on fire in a body bag. What the hell are they going to do at Wrestle Dream that we haven't seen? We think we've seen some wild, crazy shit. I think they're going to do their best to top it. I think they're going to just a visual that we will not forget anytime soon. It is going to be carnage. It's going to be insane. But man, I cannot wait to see what they have in store.
I think someone may die. I'm going to call it now. They're going to be reckless. It's going to be insane. And God help whoever loses that match, because they're going to be hurt.
They will never be the same again. I can guarantee you that.
Definitely. Miguel's got a good point about Harley's tag partners in the comment. He says Harley would have a tough choice between Statlander, Mercedes, Willow, and Queen Aminata. She's got a slew of choices, which leads to Bald Bro's prediction that maybe this ain't over and Harley may tip her over the edge, not having her back. We shall see. But shout out six Rilla over on Instagram. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out Ringside Renaissance. Shout out Rome. Shout out Swift Kids. Shout out Snug Wrestling and everybody else who tuned in. But on a scale of 1 to 10, brother, what you giving Dynamite tonight?
Solid show all around. You get some storyline progression. We got a good showcase tonight from Lee Moriarty. Women's tag team titles unveiled and announced. Think in-ring action was peak as usual. We set some stuff up for the future. I'll be a little conservative tonight. I'm gonna give it an 8.7 tonight.
I was around the same thing. I swear I was giving it an 8.9. I'm still on an AEW All Out high, so I want to be a little biased here. I couldn't watch Raw. I couldn't watch Wrestle Poo or whatever the hell it was called. AEW consumed me ever since I left Toronto, but I'm going to get back into WWE this Friday. We're going to try to do a SmackDown post show. We got some old school wrestling stuff we're doing on our When Pro Was Wrestling channel. If you haven't added that already, make sure you check it out. We got a lot of old school promos on there, but we are going to be watching some old school matches and doing some live streams on that channel. So it's the Holy Shhh Podcast, WPWW, which stands for When Pro Was Wrestling, because it definitely isn't professional anymore over there. But anyway, let everybody know what's going on with Group Chat, bro.
Group Chat Wrestling Podcast episode 64 was just released a couple days ago. You can catch the video on YouTube, and also listen to on all your podcasts. All your podcast platforms, and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other podcast platforms that you listen to. Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. GW Podcast UK, where we upload about 3 to 5 clips for every episode every week. And like I said, follow us on Twitter, GW Podcast UK, for any news and updates show related.
And make sure you guys tune in. If you've been on a rock somewhere, you may not notice, but we are now covering things outside of professional wrestling like NFL, NBA, boxing, over on the Holy Shhh Sports Podcast. Myself, Bald Bro, Rose, and Coach DTM, covering all things that keep a score outside of wrestling. And I appreciate all the love, all the support. I mean, the number's been insane. I didn't know you wanted us to talk about sports this much, but now you got us. We're hooked, and you're going to get it every day, every weekend, especially this weekend. Got some great NFL matchups coming up, some boxing matches in the future. Just stay tuned. The Holy Sports Podcast. But I guess that's it for us. Appreciate you guys tuning in till I think tomorrow with the Holy Shhh Sports Podcast. It's been your boy ABE from DET.
I'm that Bald Bro for the NYC.
You guys have been tuning in to the AEW Dynamite Holy